Hi everybody. It has been a very long week and a half. Um, Before the long weekend, the Wednesday before the long weekend, I got sick. My brother had been sick previous to that and brought home some sort of a virus, and so I have been quite ill. I wasn't capable of coming onto the computer or doing anything for as much as I tried. And I just wasn't well at all. This past week has been a week of recovery. Really, that's all it's been. It's just, trying to get back on track with eating properly. And now that I can finally eat solid food, this past Monday was the first day that I was capable to eat solid food since I'd been sick. Um, so, sorry about the noise. My mom and my dad are yelling at my brother. So. Yeah. Okay. So I apologize for not being able to post anything, but I'm feeling better, so hopefully, fingers crossed, nothing else is going to happen. That's not going to enable me to be able to fulfill my schedule for my blog. Okay, so this video is actually going to be one of the first in the series that I talked about in the last video on how to get started. And before I say anything, um, I just want to say a bit of a disclaimer. And my disclaimer is that I am not responsible in any shape, way, or form for anything that can happen physically, mentally, psychologically as a result of the decisions that you make based on what you see, what you hear, what you read on both my blog and or on my YouTube channel. You make your own decisions. I'm not a professional. I'm not a licensed professional. I'm not a licensed personal trainer, nutritionist, dietitian. So, and I don't have a blog and a YouTube channel where I'm going to tell you what you should be doing and how you should be doing it. Um, I'm going to suggest things. I'm going to recommend the things that I think are good, but I'm not going to tell you how to do things. My blog and my YouTube channel is just basically a space where I can share how I did things and how I went through my journey, my experience of, my health and fitness goals. So that is my disclaimer. I'm not responsible. So if you make a decision and something bad happens, it's not my fault because I'm not a professional and I don't have any legal responsibility for anything that you do. The only thing that I ever recommend or suggest to anyone before making any health, diet, exercise changes, no matter when the last time you saw your doctor, see your family physician, speak to them, let them know that these are the things you want to be doing and if it's okay. They know your health. Your doctor knows what your health is and what your physical levels are and all that kind of stuff. And they'll tell you if this is a good idea, if this is a bad idea. I did that when I started. My doctor gave me the thumbs up and said you should be okay. And that's it, you know? So, yeah, just speak to your doctor first before you start anything. Okay, so let's get started on this information. So, like I stated in the last video, one of the most frequently asked questions that I get is how to get started. I get into conversations with people and you often hear, oh, I really want to make these changes. I really want to get started on being more physical. I want to change my diet. I'm really lacking in some things and, I want to do these things. I just don't know how to get started. And that's okay because I didn't know how to get started. And I think I developed a process that worked for me based on all of my other previous experiences in trying to get myself to a healthy state. And there's going to be a series because there's quite a few steps, and I want to elaborate on each step very well so that I don't miss any of the little details. So that if this is something that you would like to do, or if this is something that you take on, then you have all the little details. And I'm just sharing with you guys exactly how I did it. So whether you find it right or wrong, it worked for me, and this is what I've always done, and this is what I'm always going to do. And when people ask me how I got started, this is what I tell them. so I'm gonna try not to miss out on any little detail. So today we're gonna start with part 1. So there is, I think, 5 parts to how I got started. So let's backtrack a little bit here. March of 2010 was when I got started. And before March of 2010, February of 2010 was really when all of my planning started. Because my previous experiences weren't all that great or very successful, I really thought to myself that I really needed to do the research and really prepare myself with all of the resources and information that I needed to get started. So part number 1, we are going to discuss the 5 W's, which you may hear and you may have heard in some of my other videos and or in some of my other posts. You might have seen this. I talked about it in the motivation video, and we're going to talk about it again. Those were the 5 W's of motivation, but here essentially there's a few more questions you need to ask and you really need to plan and think and do research on. So what is it that you want? What is it that you want to accomplish? What are the things that you want to change? Are you going to change your diet? Are you going to just start becoming more physical because you think your diet is not lacking? You're doing quite well in the diet area, your nutritional area. Sorry, my brain's still not 100%, so I can't seem to speak. Are you okay in the nutritional area? Do you think that you're okay? Your doctor says you're doing just fine. Are you going to maybe change some stuff in your diet? Can you maybe decrease a little bit the amount of fats that you take in, or the amount of salt that you take in, or the amount of sweets that you take in? Is there anything that you can change that may help you be more successful? Are there anything specific that you really want to do? You want to increase your vegetable intake? You want to increase your fruit intake? I don't know. You have to think of these things. And for me, I knew what I wanted. I wanted to lose the extra weight that was obviously not needed. I wanted to get myself in a healthier state. I wanted to have more energy, and I wanted to love myself. I wanted to like who I was and who I am, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to be fit. I wanted to be healthy, and I didn't want to have to die early or worry that I'm going to have some serious disease at such a young age. I really needed to take care of myself, and I really wanted to reverse the effects of everything I had done to my body. So, my leg's falling asleep. So, whoopsie. That's the first question, is what is it that you want? What is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to accomplish? Number 2, why do you want to do this? So look back at my motivation video. What is it that motivates you? Why do you want to do this? Is there a specific person you're doing this for? Is there a specific reason you're doing this for? For me, I did it, number 1, for myself, but number 2, for my significant other. I want my significant other to be with me for the rest of my life, for eternity. Without that person, I won't be anything. I won't be me. I wouldn't be Nancy without my significant other. And it's very hard to imagine my significant other leaving me on earth by myself because he didn't take care of himself. And I'm sorry. My parents are making so much noise right now that it's totally taking me out of my concentration. Okay, so why is it that you want to do this? And for me, that was some of the reasons I wanted to do for myself. That was my main reason, is I wanted to be the best version of Nancy that Nancy could be. And I wanted to be here forever. I want to spend every one of my days with my significant other. I want my significant other to look at me and know that I'm taking care of myself, not only for me, but for you too, because you want to be fit, you want to be healthy for that other person. You want to be able to, run around and have fun and enjoy things. You want to feel good all the time with that other person next to you. When you don't love yourself, it's very hard for you to love anyone else, or at least truly love someone else, truly give everything that you have to give to that other person. So that's another reason why I did it. And like I mentioned at the beginning, why, or what is it that I wanted? I wanted to be fit. I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to love myself. So those are also reasons as to why I wanted to do this. Next question. When is it that you're going to start? When I started, I set myself a date. In February, I did my research, and I told myself, March 1st of 2010, I'm going to start. This is the one thing that I've really used in other parts of my life, is I've set a date for things. Because I find that when you set a date, you tend to work more and harder and faster towards that date to prepare yourself. It's like for a test. Your exam is on the 1st of March, which means you have all of February to prepare. So you need to give yourself time to make sure that you're prepared and that you're ready to do it. So this is the same thing. So for me, I set March 1st of 2010 was the date, and I started March 1st, no matter what. It could have been raining, it could have been snowing, it could have been a tornado, a hurricane outside. I would have started, and I did. I started March 1st. I did my 30-day diet challenge, which was no sugar, no junk, no fast food, no food from outside. Everything had to be straight, clean eating. It was food from home every single day. There was no sweets, there was no junk. It was just water, milk, coffee, and tea. I cut out everything for 30 days, and I did it. And I started working out every day, and I told myself every single day I'm going to start working out. And that's how I did it. It was because March 1st was that date. That was the due date. I needed to be prepared for that date, and that's exactly what I did. And the sooner you set this date, the better it is. Don't do this whole thing, I'll start tomorrow, I'll start tomorrow, I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow will never come. If you're going to say you're going to start tomorrow, then start tomorrow. If you're that kind of person where, I'm going to start tomorrow, and you never do, then start today. Start right now at this very moment. Make a change. Rather than going to go grab a pot before bed, grab a glass of water. Grab yourself a glass of milk. Do something that's healthy for your body. Start today. You don't need to start tomorrow. You can start at any time you want. Okay, let's go to the next question. The next set of questions have a little bit more to do with what exactly you're going to do, how you're going to do it, where are you going to do it. Like, these are the kind of questions that are coming up. So how are you going to start? That's probably the next question we'll start off with. After you've figured out when you're going to begin, how are you going to start? What is it that you're going to do? Are you going to slowly integrate things? Are you going to slowly integrate the changes that you want to make? Is that what you're going to do? Or are you the kind of person where you're going to go hard or go home? That was my approach. I was either going to do it or I wasn't. That's it. If I was going to start, I was going to start, and I was not going to stop until I was done. Or, I've tried previously to do the little steps thing. Okay, well, I'm going to start with skim milk. I'm going to change my milk. And then a month later, okay, I'm going to stop drinking pop. And then the next month, okay, I'm going to stop eating, my cookies that I eat every day before going to bed. I'll change it for something else. I'll change it for some crackers and cheese. There's a lot of people where that works better for them. But for me, that wasn't the approach that worked. For me, it was, you're either going to start now and you're going to go hard, or you might as well just go home and take a nap because it's not going to work. Choose the one that really works for you. If one doesn't work, start with the other. Just start fresh. Don't ever think that just because you fall off the wagon, you can't get back on. If you fall off the wagon, everybody falls off the wagon. Everybody falls off the regimen. Even I do. Sometimes I set myself weekly challenges, and then here comes Wednesday and I'm shoving, a cookie in my mouth. Like, it's okay. Stuff happens. It's okay to enjoy a cookie every once in a while, and it's okay to fail at a diet challenge or at an exercise challenge. It's just a matter of you picking yourself up and doing it again. That's what leads to success. Trust me, people. That's what leads to success. Okay, so how are you going to start? We already talked about that, right? Okay, sorry, I'm just looking at my notes, so don't mind me. Where are you going to do this? This is a very important question when you're starting. Where are you going to make these changes? Are these changes that need to be made at home? Are these changes that are needed to be made at work? Are these changes that are needed to be made in public, at school? I don't know. Where are you gonna, if you're gonna start working out, where are you gonna start working out? Are you gonna work out at home? Are you gonna work out at the park? Are you gonna work out at the gym? Is there a community center? Is there a little space that's just yours that you can work out? I never felt comfortable working out in a gym. And I have a hard time when people, go to like Good Life and they get like those free passes for their friends and they're like, "Oh, Nancy, come with me." And I'm like, "Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really good with gyms. I'm not really good with um I think it's just the atmosphere. I think I feel better when I'm at home because at home it's not a gym. So even if people are passing by on the sidewalk and I'm outside, even if um my mom walks into the basement and I'm doing my workout, I feel comfortable. I don't feel like people are watching me. Sometimes my mom will just stand there and watch me. Like it's, you know, but that doesn't bother me. I guess it's just the atmosphere that it's a gym. This is where people are supposed to be exercising. This is what the atmosphere calls for, exercise. And I guess it's just that feeling that like this is what everyone's going to be doing here. So everyone's looking at everyone else doing exercise. It's weird, it's awkward. And I've had an experience with the gym that totally scarred me for life, and I don't think I'll ever be able to do anything at a gym unless it's empty. Then I'll do it. I'll go in and I'll do my workout. But yeah, and I just have this concept that will come in probably another video or a blog. Like I don't understand a lot of the equipment that's available in a gym. I just don't get it. To sit down and do a leg press, like really, a leg press when you're sitting your ass down on a seat. I don't know. It just seems so. It loses the purpose. That's essentially what I'm getting to. Is when you exercise, for me, when you exercise to maximize the amount of movement. So if I'm doing a squat, I'm doing something with my arms. My arms are not just standing there on the side like this while I'm squatting. I'm doing something with my arms. I might have weights in my arms. I might do a press as I do a squat. I might do something else. I might, like my arms are always moving. So I don't understand the concept of sitting in a seat and moving your legs back and forth with weights. You want to maximize the exercise. You want to get your whole body moving. You just don't want to sit there and move one thing at a time. Like, I don't know. But I don't know. That's just me. I don't know. So, where are you going to do this? That's a question you should be asking yourself. Where is it that you're going to feel comfortable to do it? And this is always a question that I guess maybe comes up in a lot of people's minds. If you're the kind of person who needs a little bit more of a push, maybe feels more comfortable when you have someone doing the same things with you. So the next question is, who are you doing this with? Are you going to be doing it with anyone? Are you going to be doing your exercises and your diet challenges with anyone? Is there anyone else, friends or family, who are thinking of sort of doing some things, making some changes for themselves as well? Maybe you guys can collaborate ideas. Maybe you guys can work together. Even if the ideas are not the same, the whole thing is that sorry, I just feel like I'm gonna sneeze. The whole thing is that both of you are in a process of making some changes. So maybe you guys can help each other out. Maybe you can watch your friend and make sure that she doesn't chow down on any donuts or cookies or sweets, and she can watch you and make sure that you're drinking all the water that you want to drink and that you're not drinking pop. And, she's watching your juice intake and all that kind of stuff. Like, you guys can watch each other's back. Sometimes people need support. Sometimes people need someone else to, push them. Find family, find friends, find coworkers. You never know. I know quite a few ladies in my work who will actually go to Good Life next door at the superstore, and they go to classes together. And that's great. They do it together. That's what motivates them. So if that's something that works for you, then do it. If it's not something that works for you, maybe you prefer to just do it by yourself, great, that's perfect. Do whatever suits you. That's the purpose of this video. Is these are some ideas, this is some of the planning that you're going to need, and you really need to sit down and figure these things out for yourself. You may want to make notes and say, okay, let's try this for the first week. I'm going to try it with someone. I'm going to ask my friend, who's also planning to, start exercising. Maybe we can go for a run together. Let's see how it works out. And then you may see that, okay, this is not working out for me. Maybe I'm better off on my own. This is the kind of stuff that If you don't know what works for you and you're brand new and you've never done any sort of exercise diet regime, then you may need to do, trial and run, and figure out what works for you. So those are the questions for part one in planning on how to get started. Part two, we're going to talk about some research and resources that are available out there for things like food and exercise and all that kind of stuff. So let's just recap here. So the questions you want to ask yourself, and really, I know this sounds kind of stupid, but it works. Write it down. Grab yourself a notebook, okay? I have a notebook. I have notebooks for everything, literally. Okay, I have a notebook for my workouts. I have a notebook, notebook. See, simple, beautiful notebook. Get something fancy if you want something fancy. If you want something simple, get something simple. I don't care. As long as you write this stuff down. When you record stuff, I always find that it's so much better. When I record stuff, I feel like I can just go back and be like, what did I do on Monday? Okay, what did I eat on Tuesday? At the end of the day, I can look at my food journal and be like, damn, I had a lot of sugar today. Maybe tomorrow I can focus on cutting back on the sugar. It's a great way to see things. I'm more of a visual person. I like to see things. I like to write things down. I like to record things because I can always go back and look at it, read it, review it, and see what changes need to be made. So that's sort of my opinion on stuff. That's how I did it. This is what I'm telling you is exactly how I did it. So I just wrote all this stuff down. So the questions I asked myself were, what is it that I want? Why do I want it? When am I going to start? How am I going to start? Where I was going to do all of this, and who I was going to do it with. So those are the questions you really want to ask yourself. Write it down. Write it down. If you're not a pen and paper kind of person, there's stuff like Evernote, notepads on your phone, on the internet, I don't know, Facebook, I don't know. Find some place to record it. It's always great. You can always come back to it, right? Anyways, my video is now like 23 minutes long, so that's part one. I think I've pretty much covered everything in my notes here for part one. Part two hopefully will be coming very soon. I'm going to do a blog post on all of this, so I'm going to write down all the stuff that I pretty much talked about. So there'll be something in writing as well for those of you who don't want to watch the video of me babbling on. So we're almost at like 23 minutes, so I'm just going to say bye. Take care. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay happy, and don't forget to smile. Bye guys. Take care. Bye.